You just walked into the kitchen. You know exactly why you came in here. You know it. You know it the way you know your own name. And it's gone. 5 seconds. That's all it took. Whatever it was, the snack, the cup, the important thing, it has been completely deleted from your brain. You stand there, just standing, holding nothing, looking at the fridge like it personally betrayed you. And in the back of your head, that mean little voice goes, "What is wrong with me? Am I getting old? Am I just stupid?" I have good news, and I have weird news. The good news? Nothing is wrong with you. The weird news? Right now, the modern world is firing about 34 gigabytes of information at your brain every single day. That's the equivalent of a 100,000-word book per day. And the part of your brain that's supposed to hold all of that? It was built to handle around 4 things. Today, I'm painting why you're not forgetful. Your brain is just full. By the end of this video, you're going to stop blaming yourself for something that was never your fault. First, let's clear something up that almost nobody tells you. You don't have one memory, you have two, and they could not be more different. The first one is called long-term memory. This is the giant warehouse in the back of your brain, almost limitless. This is the memory that, somehow, still has the entire lyrics to a song from when you were 14 years old. A song you didn't even like. Yet there it is. Permanently installed. Forever. The second one is called working memory. And it's nothing like a warehouse. Working memory is a tiny desk. Right in front of you, where you hold whatever you're doing right now. The phone number. The reason you walked into the kitchen. The thing you were about to say before someone interrupted you. When you forget why you came in here, the warehouse is fine. The warehouse has all of it. The problem is the desk. The desk is full. The desk is always full. And the size of that desk? Smaller than you think. Way smaller. In 1956, a psychologist at Harvard named George Miller published a paper with one of the strangest titles in science. The magical number 7, plus or minus 2. Some limits on our capacity for processing information. It went on to become one of the most cited papers in the entire history of psychology. Miller's discovery was simple and kind of horrifying. The average human brain can only hold about 7 things in working memory at once. Plus or minus 2. That's it. That's the desk. That's why phone numbers used to be 7 digits. Back when you actually had to remember them. That's why you can remember milk, eggs, bread. But the fourth thing on the list mysteriously evaporates between the parking lot and the produce aisle. That's why a to-do list with 12 items makes you want to lie down and never get up. Your brain looks at 12 items and doesn't see 12 items. It sees static. Noise. Too much. You're not disorganized. You're not lazy. You are overloading a brain structure that was designed long before reading and writing were even invented. Now look at your day. The average American gets around 88 texts, 121 emails, hundreds of notifications, Slack pings, calendar alerts. Someone in the group chat just sent a meme. A brain built for 7, drowning in hundreds. Your brain wasn't built for this. It was built for remember not to eat the red berries. But wait, it gets worse. Because as it turns out, Miller was being generous. In 2001, another psychologist, Nelson Cowan, at the University of Missouri, decided to run those experiments again. Stricter, tighter. He blocked people from using the little tricks the brain uses to cheat, like silently rehearsing things in their head or grouping items into clever bundles called chunks. When he stripped all that away, the real number came out. Not 7, not 5, 4. Pause on that. 4. The phone number you're trying to call, 10 digits. Your brain was built for 4. The grocery list you're trying to keep in your head, 9 items. Your brain was built for 4. The Chrome tabs you have open right now while watching this, probably 23. Your brain was built for 4. So when you forget the 5th thing, you didn't forget. You were never going to remember it in the first place. You were asking your brain to do something biology never built it for. This is the equivalent of strapping 5 U-Haul trucks behind a single bicycle and being mad at the bicycle when it can't pull them up a hill. The bicycle isn't lazy. The bicycle is a bicycle. So next time your brain drops something, pause. Don't shame it. It just held the fifth item while it was wired for four. That's not failure. That's a small miracle. You're not forgetful. You're being asked to remember 5 times more than biology actually built you for. Okay. So the brain has been running on this four-item desk for hundreds of thousands of years. Why does it suddenly feel like we're losing it? Because the amount of information humans consume every day has gone completely, biologically, unprecedentedly off the rails. A widely cited study estimates that the average modern person is exposed to around 34 gigabytes of information per day. That number means nothing to your brain. So let me translate. 34 gigabytes is roughly 100,000 words every single day. A normal length novel is about 80,000 words. So you are, technically, reading a novel and a quarter every 24 hours, except you don't feel it. Because it doesn't arrive as a novel. It arrives shattered into 1,000 tiny pieces. 226 text messages, 121 emails, 4 articles you half-skimmed, hundreds of social media posts, 1,000 song lyrics on the bus, headlines, captions, subtitles, sticky notes, push notifications. 100 years ago, the average farmer was exposed to that same amount of information over an entire month. 200 years ago, an entire year. The author Alvin Toffler saw this coming in 1970, 56 years ago, in his book Future Shock. He coined a term for it, information overload. This was before the internet, before the smartphone, before TikTok existed, before group chats existed, before email existed in most homes. Toffler would have a heart attack if he saw your average Tuesday afternoon. Your brain isn't slower than your grandparents'. It's just being fed a 100-year diet every single day. So here's the part that might actually change something for you. When you forget why you walked into the kitchen, your memory isn't failing. Your brain is doing its job correctly. Forgetting isn't a glitch. Forgetting is a feature. It's a tool. It is one of the most important things your brain does every second of every day to keep you functional. Imagine a real desk. You're trying to write one important letter. There are 47 loose papers stacked on top of it. Receipts, junk mail, a grocery list from last week, a coupon for cat food, a note that just says, Tuesday? You can't write a thing. To get anything done, you have to clear the desk. Push 43 of those papers off to the side. Keep one in front of you. That is exactly what your brain is doing, not once. Continuously. Every second of your conscious life. Forgetting that person's name equals your brain saying, non-essential, archive it. Forgetting that 2 p.m. email equals your brain saying, that moment has passed, let it go. Forgetting why you walked into the kitchen equals your brain dropping the thought when your phone buzzed because the buzz screamed louder than the thought did. Forgetting isn't your memory losing. Forgetting is your brain winning the constant war for your bandwidth. Here's the real problem we've created. In the modern world, nothing is allowed to feel unimportant anymore. Every notification, every message, every alert, every banner is designed by entire teams of engineers to scream, I matter. Your brain isn't broken. It's drowning in a flood of things pretending to be urgent. Forgetting isn't your brain failing. It's your brain editing. Now here's the part almost no video about memory will tell you. There is an extremely rare condition called hyperthymesia. People with hyperthymesia remember everything. Every day they've lived, every conversation they've ever had, what they ate for breakfast on a random Tuesday in 2008, what someone said to them in 3rd grade, the exact words, the exact tone. You probably think that sounds incredible. Most of them describe it as torture. They cannot let go of small, painful comments. They cannot move on from old fights. They cannot heal from heartbreak the way the rest of us do, because the wound is always fresh. Every embarrassing moment replayed in HD, every cruel sentence, on a loop, forever. Forgetting is not a defect of intelligence. Forgetting is the kindness your brain gives you. The Roman philosopher Seneca the Elder wrote, around the year 39 AD, the abundance of books is a distraction. 2,000 years ago, when the entire world had maybe a few hundred books in total, he already thought there were too many. You're carrying the entire library of human civilization in your back pocket. Your brain doesn't need to be bigger. It needs to be choosier. You don't need to learn how to remember more. You need to learn how to let yourself forget. Forgetful isn't broken. It's the design that kept your ancestors sane. You don't need a brain training app. You don't need more coffee. You don't need to have more discipline. You need to outsource. Your brain was designed for 4 things. So please, for the love of your sanity, stop asking it to remember 47. Write them down, set the alarm. Put your keys in the same spot every single day. Use a calendar. Use sticky notes. Use the Notes app. Let your brain do what it was actually built to do. Think, and stop using it as a filing cabinet for things any piece of paper could hold. Next time you forget why you walked into a room, don't say, "I'm losing it." Just say, "My desk is full." Because that isn't an excuse. That's biology. Your weird brain isn't forgetful. It's just running a 200,000-year-old program in a world that didn't exist last Tuesday. Painted simple. If you forgot why you clicked on this video halfway through, congratulations. Your brain is working perfectly. Subscribe to Painted Brain. Every week, I take one weird thing your brain does and paint it simple. The stuff nobody told you. The stuff you've been quietly blaming yourself for. The next video might explain something else you've been carrying around. You'll probably forget some of this. That's okay. That's literally the point. I'll see you in the next one.